It's always an intriguing subject when we're talking about underrated teams or teams that are forgotten. And in this video, I decided let me talk about very shortly about the 1998 Toronto Blue Jays. When you think about 1998 baseball, you think about the home run chase, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, the Yankees winning 114 games. So it was a fantastic 1998 season. However, the 98 Blue Jays team, in my opinion, they were underrated in my opinion. They won 88 games that year. Yes, they didn't make the playoffs. I mean, that division was tough because you had the Yankees, the Red Sox, even the Baltimore Orioles. But the Toronto Blue Jays, they went 88 and 74 that year. All right, and they finished third in the AL East. And when you have a lineup, I mean, the lineup was solid if you really think about it. This lineup was led by Carlos Delgado, Shawn Green, and Jose Canseco. Carlos Delgado, who was their first baseman, he was 26 years old at the time, and he batted 38 home runs with 115 RBIs. You have Shawn Green, who was 25. He was the right fielder, and he connected 35 home runs and 100 RBIs. And then you have the almighty Jose Canseco, who was their DH. He led the Blue Jays with 46 home runs, and he had 107 RBIs. However, even though Canseco had a big year for the Blue Jays that season, but he did have a team-high 159 strikeouts. But still, this Blue Jays team, in my opinion, again, underrated. They got overshadowed because a lot of things were happening that year. But I just wanted to mention them because they had a winning season. And also, you had guys like Tony Fernandez, who had 9 home runs, 72 RBIs, 36 doubles that season. He only struck out 53 times. He had 156 hits. So the Blue Jays had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They had 7 players with more than 100 hits that year. And those 7 players are Darren Fletcher, who was their catcher, Carlos Delgado, Alex Gonzalez, Shannon Stewart, Shawn Green, Jose Canseco, and Tony Fernandez. And then the pitching, forget about it. Roger Clemens. He went back-to-back winning Cy Young in 97, 98. No, wrong. Yes, my bad. Yeah, he was in the American League. So yes, he went back-to-back Cy Young. And he was just sensational with the Toronto Blue Jays. Yeah, and like I said, even though they didn't make the playoffs, but still it was an impressive year when you put all those things together. Roger Clemens, he had a 2.65 ERA. He had 271 strikeouts. He won 20 games, only lost 7. And this was all at the age of 35. He was the oldest player in the rotation. Woody Williams, he won 10 games, but he lost 9 games. Pat Hedgen, he won 12 games, but lost 11. Chris Carpenter, he won 12 and 7 that year. And Chris Carpenter was only 23 years old at the time. And then you have Juan Guzman, who wasn't the same Juan Guzman from the early 90s and those championship years. He had a down season. He went 6 for 12. But still, he is a beloved figure in Toronto Blue Jays franchise. But yeah, the Toronto Blue Jays that year, they won 88 games. And their manager was Tim Johnson for that season. But this was a very interesting team. Very interesting team, man. I just wanted to talk about them and what they accomplished that year. One thing to point out about this 98 Blue Jays team is I'll never forget the brawl that they had with the Yankees. I think it was back in September. And it's an underrated brawl. But that's AL East division rivalry right there for you.